Hey there! So I have a great class lesson for you this month. This one is all about self-regulation. Now, this is one of my favorite class lessons to do because I love getting the entire school on board with using the common language of the self-regulation colors and the zones to identify how they're feeling and appropriate coping strategies. So in order to do this, in the first half of the year, I like to introduce self-regulation. Even if the kids have already heard of it before, I think it's a really important reminder lesson to get everyone on board. So this one I have for you in PowerPoint and Google Slides. This is the PowerPoint version. So as you can see, first up we just have a couple posters. It's all digital obviously, but they can just review what the different colors are and how they may act when they're feeling that way. Then we have a simple self-regulation definition. I like to help kids understand it easily by saying, we want to be green. What can we do to get back to green? And there's a few examples there. Then we have a fun activity to get them moving. So name that zone charades. So you're going to have the kiddos act out. So have students come up and one at a time volunteer, or you can randomly select kids to draw one of these cards. And then they will act it out, and the kids in the class have to guess which zone or which color they're acting out. So for example, if they are acting out sad, maybe they're acting like they're crying, and then that would be blue, obviously. And so some of these are emotions or feelings, and some of these are actual actions. So maybe they have to act out wiggling, and that would be yellow. So this one's really fun. You can even divide the class into two and keep score to make it a little competitive. Next up, we talk about changing zones and how quickly we change zones throughout our day, multiple times a day. So you can talk about how you may wake up feeling a certain way, but then by midday you're starting to feel a little differently. Maybe you end the day better. Maybe before bed you go back, to the blue zone. There's a really cute clip here. If you click here, it takes you to a YouTube video, but it's a clip from the Disney Pixar film Inside Out. And I love this film. It's great for talking about emotions. But this particular clip shows the character Riley, and she starts off excited because she's playing with her dad. And then you notice she gets really sad when he has to leave. And then she starts to feel happy again because she remembers the pizza place. But then they get the pizza and it has broccoli on it, and she ends up feeling confused. So it's really good. I like to let the kids watch it and see if they can name while we're watching it, like what her facial expressions are doing and how her feelings are changing. So you could even have her, you could even play the clip once through with everyone just watching, and then play it again, maybe with the sound off, and the kids can kind of shout out like, oh, here you can tell she's getting sad because her face changed, or something like that. Then have them pair up to do a little think, pair, share about a time they changed a lot in one day. Then we have a coping strategies activity. So you want to explain to kids that they can use different coping strategies to get back to green. And you want to talk to them about how different strategies are helpful depending on which zone they're in. So for example, listening to upbeat music is a good strategy, but that's helpful if we're in the blue zone and we're trying to perk up. If we're in the red zone and we're feeling angry, upbeat music probably isn't the best thing to listen to. Maybe some calming music would help us calm down. So then have the kids discuss with a partner if they've tried any of those coping strategies and which ones they thought were helpful. Then, using those same coping strategies, we're going to do a little role play. So you can divide the students into groups or pairs. Groups are probably better if you have a bigger class here. And you're going to have them act out the situation and a coping strategy. So they're going to act out a time that they were feeling frustrated. So have them chat with their group. They can do a made-up time, but it's better if someone wants to volunteer, an actual time in their life where they were feeling angry or upset or really sad, and then they can act out a coping strategy based on that. So you can give the kids one from each color to act out. So that's the self-regulation lesson. Like I said, I really love this one. It's packed full of a lot of info, but hopefully the kids have a little baseline understanding, and then this really just helps them clarify exactly what self-regulation is and how they can cope. Okay, guys, I hope you found that lesson helpful.